All right, let's move on to clairaudience, clear hearing. So you're able to hear voices or disembodied voices or messages from the spiritual realms. The voice, this is important to note, is not an audible voice, but rather a voice in your mind. Here's the really important part. The tone is almost always even and calm. So when we talk about mental health and schizophrenia and those people that do hear voices, we're not talking about that. That's something different. Often the information will usually come through our ears, sometimes the left, because the left is our receiving side. Not always, but that's the left side of our body, feminine side, receiving side. Here's the fun part. It'll often come through a song lyric.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. It'll come as a line in a poem or from a line in a movie. So if that happens to you, I mean, this happens to me a lot where, like, why is this song stuck in my head? Like, I haven't heard this song in a long time. Or why is this quote in my head? Pause and, pause to really stop and think about what it might be trying to tell you.
That's like the quote that I picked for Match.com. It was just in my head. Like it's like,
what was your quote?
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
And that's
but it was
love language.
Yes, and it was said in a way. It wasn't in the Back to the Future way. It was said in the what? Knocked Up? Was it Knocked Up? 40-year-old version? No, Knocked Up. Knocked Up, saying it like as Back to the Future. So it was like, it was Paul Rudd saying it. And that's how he heard it when he read it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
But that wasn't something that I thought about ahead of time. It just like came to me in that moment when we were writing my profile that one weekend.
It was like a spirit or something that was like trying to connect.
Somebody told me that's what it should be.
That is cool.
Just like, that was the only thing that popped in my head as like something to say, because you like have to pick a quote or like a little something that it says something about yourself. That was it.
Wow.
That is pretty cool, I have to say.
Maybe, remember when I told you guys about how I heard those song lyrics and then I turned on the radio? Maybe that was like...
Yeah, definitely. That's why it's important to listen to the lyrics. Like, what are the... Whenever I hear a song pop in the head, I usually will bring up the lyrics on my computer and read through them because I'm like, there's something's happening here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people relate to the lyrics. Like hearing song lyrics.
Yeah, that's a big one. I went on a sabbatical several years ago. And here's another way to get real clear clairaudient messages. Spend time in nature where you're closest to your true self, right? But I was in nature and I heard this, it was like so audible in my ears. And I was like, what is happening? But I heard, be still and know that I am one with God. And I didn't even know at the time what that was, but that is Psalm 46. I think it's 46:10. And that has been just like a guidepost for all of the work that I've done since then. I also heard on that same outing, one of the lines from Robert Frost's poem, 2 roads diverged in Yellowwood, and I have taken the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. But then here's something really mundane. I look out my window today and my flower pots are looking a little tired. And I hear, go check the water. I'm like, okay. So I go check the water. Well, the zone was off for the water. So it's the simplest thing. It's not always really profound or prophetic, but it's just about paying attention.
Paying attention. Yeah, that's the one.
And not dismissing it, not thinking it's nothing, not thinking it's Oh, it's all in my head. One of the ways that is helpful when you're developing these skills is to write things down. When they come up, write it down and then see over time how many things actually came to fruition. If this is a strong Claire for you when you're reading, you will make up different voices for the characters in the book.
Mm.
Do you guys do that?
No,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I do that too.
I do it with the kids all the time, and now Charlie does it too. She'll like if she's reading, she'll like change the voice because it's a different character. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. The information, again, we're not talking mental health, but the information will not be scary. It should be kind, maybe somewhat constructive, but it should never be mean or scary. So you may hear them in your ears. You may hear it in your ears, or you may hear it in the mouth of God chakra, which is right here in the back of the base of your spine, or base of your spine, sorry, base of your skull. Have you guys ever gotten information that way?
I didn't even know that was a thing until right now.
The mouth of God chakra. Isn't that wild?
That's interesting.
Some say it's the seed of life formed from, when your soul took form in your body. I don't get messages right there. It comes in through my ears. Yeah. So one of the examples of where you might get a clairaudient message is you're driving down the road. This happens to me a lot. You're driving down the road and you hear, turn here, turn here, turn here, turn here.
Oh,
I wasn't planning on turning here. Okay.
That's never happened to me.
Oh, it does. Like a turn.
Yeah.
Driving along. Take this exit. Take this exit. Take this exit.
yeah.
Okay, take this exit. All right. And usually there's something that there's traffic up ahead, or there's always good reason. Just learning to listen to that though it's wild.
Oh,
I'm exiting the freeway now.
That happened to me yesterday when I was trying to find a parking spot in at the mall. I was like, my mind told me that if I turned here, there would be a parking spot around the corner, and there was.
So you listen to it.
I listened.
Yes. That's so important.
Jackal says, I hear that from the passenger seat.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, so I'm talking about when no one else is in the car. Not from your kids, not from somebody in the passenger seat. So really interesting things about clairaudience is they're usually very short messages and very to the point. So there's not this, you're not listening to this, no fluff, no long dialogue, no long. So a couple of things that you may hear: ask for the raise, wait until after dinner, leave now. Sometimes only one word. Maybe you'll see a number. Remember how you said you saw the number for the gumballs? Maybe that one word has something to do with what you're thinking about in that moment. It's always been that way for me too. Clairaudient messages are always very short and to the point, but I'm very thankful for them. One of the things, I went through a series of health issues, kind of like bips and bobbles this past winter. And I would get stuck in these like kind of scary thought bubbles about like, oh, what if this is happening? What if that is happening? I'd get these clairaudient messages, you're fine. they're kind of funny. Like my clairaudient messages are kind of funny to remind me to like, stop.
Get a grip.
Yeah. Get a grip. And so it's always like, you're fine. That's how it comes through. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But I appreciate that because I that's my chill out, chill out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of so you might be naturally attuned to sounds, music, or toning. Do you find that? Do you find that you're clairaudient, Mrs. Movies?
I think I probably have clairaudient experiences, but I don't think that's my primary
No?
psychic ability. If I had to say I had one, I don't think that's the one that I have. Mostly because I think I don't know. I'm very audio sensitive, I would say.
Oh.
Noises affect me. And usually in negative ways. Like I'm just very sensitive to sounds, and like I can hear the things that, humans aren't supposed to hear, only dogs are supposed to hear. Well, I hear those things.
Oh, like the weird vibration or the sound frequency?
The high pitched frequencies, like we have mouse deterrent
Right.
plugins, I hear those noises. We do have some right now that I don't hear, which is great. But the ones that we used to have, I could always hear it. I had to unplug them. Like I can hear when his phone charger is making a charging noise. Like as soon as he puts his phone on it, it would like make this high frequency pitch. He couldn't hear it. It drove me crazy at night. I had to throw it away. And then I get angry about it, right? Because I have misophonia.
Yes, I have that too.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you that don't know what that is, because somebody's going to ask. It's a okay, it just makes me laugh every time. It's a true condition. No, I don't even want to call it a condition. You just get annoyed. You get annoyed the hell out of certain sounds, right? Like somebody chewing carrots or crinkling bags,
but to the point of rage, just like immediate rage.
Yeah. I was in a sandwich shop today, and there was a gentleman with a bag of chips. He couldn't have eaten the chips louder. He couldn't have crinkled the bag louder.
Oh God. People are always being annoying in an airplane too. It's always in an airplane when you're trapped, right? Like you have no other place to go, no other options. You really have to ground yourself and meditate to not just punch these people in the face.
That's what it feels like. You feel like punching them. And I am not a rageful person. Yeah, I am not a rageful person, but I think it runs in the family.
I think it does. My mom definitely has it. Yeah. I think my dad definitely had it because boy, if you got around him with a plastic bag, he would yell at you so hard. Put that thing down.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's a real thing. There was a gentleman when I was in the office last week who had his headphones on and he was chomping on carrots, and I thought I was going to lose my mind. Oh my gosh. And he's a super nice guy.
Yeah. Oh boy. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
That's a nice tangent in our Claire conversation.
Yes. Sorry.
Wow, I'm glad that that's not an issue I seem to have.
That's
no,
good.
I don't think it is. Yeah.
So how do you strengthen this, Claire? Spend time in nature where it's quiet. Spend time in silence, which is something that scares a lot of people. Some crystals to use for this, Claire. Celestite, blue lace agate, blue topaz, angelite, and kyanite.
I need to start taking notes.
You do. No, I'm kidding.